Peace and prosperity be unto all who's listening and watching. It's your girl, 𝐊𝐘𝐒, Wright, and I'm back with another video. And today, guys, we're going to talk about, we're going to pick up after the last video, which is, we was talking about subconscious thinking. Today, we're going to talk about the conscious thinking. And the conscious thinking is the conscious mind, the mind that you have when you're awake, the mind that you have when you're aware, the mind that you have when you're paying attention. Your focus is different with your conscious mind because you're more aware of what you're reading or what you're listening to. You can be more aware, right? But sometimes we're in a conscious state where we're not aware of what's going on. We're not aware of how the music that we're listening to is affecting us. We're not aware of what we see and how it's affecting us. We're not aware of what the food that we're taking in every day and how it's affecting us. We're not aware of the things we're putting in our minds on a daily basis and how it's affecting our consciousness and how it's affecting our conscious mind, right? We do know the importance of programming the subconscious mind, but we don't understand the importance of being conscious competent and being conscious of your everyday surrounding, your everyday, what's going on, your everyday, what you're doing, what am I doing every day to make sure that what I take in, what I see, what I'm reading, what I'm feeding my mind, and what I'm saying is edifying my growth consciously, right? What are you doing to make sure that part of life is a consistent growth? Are you reading books? Are you listening to audios? Are you doing things that are conscious, something that are passive things that you can do in your day-to-day life to hold yourself accountable? Are you improving your grammar with like reading books with more expanded vocabulary? What are you doing consciously to challenge your mind, this muscle? What are you doing to challenge your mind to be more conscious, to be more competent, to be more patient, to be more aware, to be more alert of what's going on and what you're doing throughout the daily basis? The best thing I can say is have a routine. Routine puts you in a place of not only knowing what's going on with you, but being mindful of what you're taking in. So your routine could consist of what you do early in the morning, you know, the basics, and then you could go on to your regular daily routine, which is 5 pages a day, personal development, and even exercise can be a conscious thing that you do, and it's passive. It's something that you have to be present for. It's something that you have to show up physically for, and it requires you to be here. It requires you to be aware of what you're doing and be present in what you're doing, right? Because that's the biggest thing about anything we're doing is the lack of presence, and being conscious competent requires you to have a presence and being aware of what you're doing and what you're listening to and how you're feeding your mind on a daily basis. What are you feeding yourself? What are you feeding this brain? How are you working this muscle? What challenges are you faced with that causes you to solve problems that you would normally have to solve? Are you constantly being challenged to work your mind? Are you constantly being challenged to overcome mind blocks and mind fogs and things like that are totally in the head? But if you're somebody who's looking to solve problems, solve solutions, if you cannot solve your own problems, you can never solve problems from other people. So until you get to a place of being on a conscious level and the consciousness, right? The consciousness is just as important as the subconscious, because you're awake when this is working. Like right now, I'm consciously talking to you about being conscious, competent about what you're doing daily in a conscious reality. We're being conscious enough to talk about this, right? But there's other times where we are aware, but we're not paying attention to what's going on with ourselves enough to be mindful of what we're taking in. So be mindful of what you feed your mind. Be mindful of what you see. Be mindful of what you hear. Be mindful of what you say, because all these are considerations of what you will become and how your life will reflect and project. They say, as a man thinketh, so is he, but it's also in your heart as well. So all the things of life that life projects for you, your reality basically, is a sum total of how you think of yourself and what you believe for yourself, and what your heart says, right? That matters. It's important. I want you guys to really work on being more mindful of all the things that you're doing in your life and all the things that you're putting in your minds. Be mindful of the food that you're feeding yourself, because if you're not, you can take in something bad and it might be not good for your body. So just be mindful, guys.